everybody, welcome back to the channel. And I'm at my local park today, just a short walk from my house. And it was an area that just a few years ago was pretty much just wasteland. The council have stepped in, put a nice pathway through and rewilded about 70% of it. When I say rewilded, they've given it a helping hand, putting down a lot of wildflower seed, which has created some fantastic areas of knapweed, birdsfoot trefoil, ragwort, cow parsley, and it's an absolute haven for butterflies and insects, especially just recently with the warm spell that we've had. A lot of butterflies emerging now, which is good to see. So I thought I'd come down today, have a look around and give you some of my tips and techniques on how to photograph butterflies. So let's see what we can see. So we just had a meadow brown landing on a grass stem here. He's a little bit over in the grass. It's a little bit cluttered, but there's a nice grass background. So just by repositioning your subject, you can try and get the blurred green grass effect in the background. So we can have a go. It's quite high up in the grass, quite high up on the stem. Yeah, it's a bit messy. Just need to move. Try and get that. Oh yeah, that's better. So we're at 1/500th of a second. There's a little bit of a breeze. f7.1. ISO 800. Lovely, yeah, that's come out quite nice. So I'm using just one shot rather than a burst, so I can just shoot one shot, recompose if I need to, or re-autofocus. The other thing is I use back button focus, and I use two buttons. The AF on button, which is set to eye detection, which isn't ideal for butterflies. It can pick up the head sometimes. Really want to try and focus on the head, but more often than not, with the eye detection, it will pick up the spots on the butterfly, which is good. It's doing its job, but we really want to be focusing on the head. And the star button, I've got a small focus area, which is what I use mostly for butterflies. With a small focus area, you can kind of get right in, especially with areas like this where there's quite a lot of grass, because it won't jump off that area, it will stay on that area. Yeah, keep going. So more often than not, you'll see the butterflies flying around in good light. Normally quite easy to spot on the wing, not so much when they're settled, but just moving about slowly but surely, stealthily, and just mind your shadow. If your shadow falls over them, more often than not they'll be away. So just moving slowly, yeah, keeping them peeled. And there's a lot more starting to emerge now. Seeing some whites, a couple of speckled woods. So we've got some nice bit of sunshine now, at last. So I'm using my Canon R7 crop sensor with the RF100-500mm zoom lens, handheld. So we've got a good range, and its minimum focusing distance is 90 centimeters, so we can get in really close if we can. We're now as skittish butterflies can be. So you can get almost macro quality without the macro setup. Fantastic lens. And we've got good light. It's not too harsh at the moment. We're quite early morning, which is one of the best times to photograph butterflies, when they're not too active before it gets too warm. It's going to be quite warm today, so we've made an early start. Settings, image stabilisation switched on, of course, handheld. And I'll shoot on manual, so I've got full control of all the camera settings. ISO's on auto. Shutter speed, there's not too much wind today, so we can get away with probably between 250 and 500th of a second. Might want to increase that if the wind picks up. Butterflies tend to move about even when they're nectaring, so we want to get it as high as we can, get it nice and sharp. We're on servo, so continuous autofocus, auto white balance, and I'm shooting about f7.1 at 100mm. This lens is only wide open at f4.5 up to f7.1 at 500mm. So it's around about, I'm shooting about f7.1 in this kind of light. It's not too bad. Sometimes I'll go up to f8. Sometimes I'll drop it down so I can get a nice shallow depth of field, nicely blurred backgrounds. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna wait for it to warm up a little bit more. Hopefully it's going to bring some butterflies out. So it's really come alive. There's lots of whites in this area. Large white and small white. Gatekeeper, Red Admiral. Yeah, it's warming up quite nicely now, so lots of activity. This area here is just full of birdsfoot trefoil, purple loosestrife, cow parsley, knapweed, creeping thistle. It's just absolutely stunning. Has to be one of my favourite habitats, wildflower meadows. And it's just alive with bees, which is good to see. Not too many butterflies yet. It's starting to warm up a bit more now. But Beresford trefoil covers this whole area, which is one of the main food plants for the common blue butterfly, which I've only seen here a couple of times this year. It's not been the best year for butterflies in general, due to the cold and wet spring that we've had. But it has livened up recently, so that's good. We'll keep going. There's a buddleia plant just in the middle there. We've got a comma and a peacock flying around. I haven't seen many peacocks this year at all. The comma's always nice. Yeah, it's all looking good now. Hoping for some common blues. Keep going. Just had a painted lady briefly on the knapweed. Didn't hang about too long. I did manage to get a reasonable shot, I think, so that's the first one this year. So it's getting better all the time. Oh, we've got a nice comma sat on the Beresford trefoil flower. It's right in the mix of it though. And with spot focusing, you can just get through the grass and the flowers. He's just sat up there, wings open, getting as much sun as he can. Little sun that there is at the minute. He's quite high up, so he's at a good level. So there's a fantastic area of brambles here. And there's loads of demoiselles. The river's just here. The demoiselles are all coming out to bask. Oh, there's a comma on the top there. Ooh. Lovely, lovely comma. Wings half closed so you can see the comma on its underwing. Speckled wood. Demoiselles, there's loads of them. Lovely. proper sun trap here as well, so that's why they're all coming in. So I just had a common blue, or the not so common blue. Hardly seen any at all this year, which is a bit sad. Not been a good year for them, I think. But yeah, it was nectaring on a bird's foot trefoil flower. A male, it was a bit tatty. Not the best specimen, but nice to see. All the same. So we're going to leave it there, I think. It's been good, brilliant, good variety. We've had large and small white, peacock, red admiral, gatekeeper, meadow brown, common blue, painted lady, demoiselles. I think there was a common darter dragonfly as well. Yeah, it's been excellent. It's a fantastic place. Just shows you with these wildflower areas how it can bring in so much wildlife. Long may it continue. So thanks ever so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Thanks again.